resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag goo. You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag goo. Oh,
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love. I told my girls you can get it. Don't slow it down, just let it go. So in love, I'll give it all away. Just don't tell nobody tomorrow. So tonight, I'll do it every way. Because I can tell the morning light. 'Cause we like to party.
Welcome in. Happy September 4th, the true and actual B-Day. Shout out to Beyonce. Happy birthday to one Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Can't forget the Carter. Do not forget the Carter. All right. Such a pleasant way to start off the show. I love that guy. Which version, Andy, because you know I got to ask you, and of course we know Andy's always on theme. Do you like the version better with J. Cole or Andre 3000?
What you think?
Andre 3000 slid.
I'm sorry. I'm rolling with J. Cole.
You rolling with Cole?
He just had that swag. I'm like, Andre 3000, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about on this song? I felt like his verse
You
was...
felt like his verse was just like thrown in there, kind of?
Yeah. It didn't have the swag like J. Cole did. So I'm rocking with J. Cole's verse.
Appreciate it. Well, look, we can debate lots of Beyonce things, but we won't tonight. We'll just say happy birthday. Shout out to the Queen Bee, you know. And on a random note, go get some sacred hair products. Go, run it up for the Queen. You probably like, I already spent all my money at the Cowboy Carter tour. Let us rest, Beyonce. But Act 3 is around the corner. All right, tonight we are getting into some things, right? Next level things. First up, Druski's blowing up the internet, right? Some people are saying he might have put his career in jeopardy because he has a skit that is out in the world that people are saying is highly inappropriate and is stepping over some lines. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into those details. And also, we've been getting drops from Young Thug and his leaked jailhouse calls for the last few days now on varied topics. Very chatty-patty-ish, but what else are you going to do when you're locked up? And aren't you supposed to chat with your girl? Who doesn't gossip with your girlfriend? But the question I really have is, we've seen these leaked jailhouse conversations happen time and time and again. This is a new era thing. Do you feel like it impacts the artist ultimately? Or is it just they talking just like we're talking? We're going to get into those details. And Kelly Price, she is mad at you black women. Mad. Steaming. She has something to say. She said, all y'all got your jobs from DEI and you about to lose your job. And more. Kelly is angry. So we're going to get into that. Plus, more trending topics and headlines. But before I do, of course, we got to start the night off with a couple of conversation starters. And I thought that these were interesting. We always say here, black men take care of your health, black people in general, but black men take care of your health. We've seen several of our icons die at an earlier age than we feel is probably necessary from, related to health complications. Well, over Labor Day weekend, rapper, producer Lil Jon was out here at Venice Beach, Muscle Beach as they call it. And there is a competition that happens every holiday weekend. It is the Venice Beach Men's Physique Masters for those over 45. Lil Jon's 53 years old. He placed 53. And he said that, being out here, being fit and getting into this, if he can do it, he said, y'all can too. He's done a complete transformation and placed third at 53 years old in this fitness contest. So shout out to Lil Jon. Big ups to him for taking his fitness seriously, and hopefully he inspires someone. And 50 loves a good crime drama. Well, now he's taking that to the next level. 50 Ways to Catch a Killer is dropping September 16th on Fox Nation. And it is a true crime show with 50 hosting. And he says, true crime is powerful because it's real cases, real people, and real justice. So 50 has, drug game, trap rap, all of that in a chokehold. And he continues to expand on that. When we come forward, we're going to get into these trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
30 days since our first kiss. Sit alone, reminisce. What you said last night just took me by surprise. How you said you're not gonna cry no more. You're waiting to exhale. Having feelings that you're falling. Woman, I've already failed.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicordelai Corte. Let's preserve Black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from Black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, Black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of Black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling Black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic Black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandlost.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So let me run down a couple of things. First of all, happy start of the NFL season. I don't even know who's playing tonight.
Cowboys and Eagles.
Yeah. What a classic matchup.
It's tied up right now, 14 up.
Shout out to Andy. Cowboys fans, don't you guys feel irrelevant this season? Kind of, maybe. I don't know. My team is the Rams, so
I can
talk my ish.
They're actually looking pretty good so far.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
They always start off strong. They always have a point where they look really good, right? And then, no shade, no tea. I have no beef with the Cowboys. I mentioned, are you guys watching the Netflix series, docuseries on the Cowboys? Excellent. I love it. I love that type of storytelling. Next up, Andy played Montel Jordan on the way out of the last break. Fallen. That was my jam, by the way. And, we want to send love and, once again, a heightened message and alert. Be serious about your health. Go get those checkups. Montel Jordan had his prostate completely removed due to cancer over a year ago, and he has just announced that the cancer has returned, and so he'll be going through more treatments. So his message was, get checked early. Screenings and early detection can be the difference between the quality of life and not life at all. So get in there. Andy?
Go get your blood tests specific to certain organs in your body. I think a lot of the times, we want to go to the doctor when, we're sick or something like that. Now, when you go for a checkup, get your vital signs and all other type of stuff. But, ask for, I want blood tests. I want to see the functions of all of my organs. I want to see if I'm allergic to certain things. These are things that, we got to focus on.
Indeed. So, prayers up for that. Now, you know how this goes down. If at any point you want to get in on the conversation, 800-920-1580. You can hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. Hit me up at Stiletto Jill. Go sign up for my newsletter, y'all. RSVPforcredentials.com. Get some updates, get some information, some news, and, get the visuals to some of my interviews that we listen to here. But you want to see it, right? Occasionally. All right. And we're live on YouTube, and there's a community there. We love them. Shout out to the VIPs in the chat. Ooh, synchronicity going on. Shout out to that. So big up to my VIPs. They always have conversation, always chiming in with insightful opinions, sometimes craziness, but we're a family. So come join that. And in the building, joining me this evening is community activist, podcaster, producer, Yolanda Davidson, the Biased Opinion on Instagram. Welcome in, Yoli. How are you?
I am so wonderful.
Happy
Can't
September.
stand myself.
Okay.
Happy September. August has come and gone.
It has, and it's now Virgo season. Andy?
She got the wrong jersey on, though.
Andy says you got the wrong jersey on. I see Raiders representing.
There's only one nation. Raider Nation.
Okay.
They should have came to L.A.
They should have. I agree.
It would have been. It could have been like the old days, Rams and Raiders, but now it's Rams and Chargers. Do you know? I actually do know some Charger fans. I know like 3 that have been Charger fans since San Diego. But do you know any Charger fans?
I do. My friend Stacy Blue, she started a Charger bolt up. They have a organization.
Okay.
And they have about at least 15 or 20 members. They come out they have an NFL alliance. Everybody's up at Free Space right now.
What is Free Space?
The Old Savoy.
Oh, it has a new name?
Yes, it has Free Space.
New ownership, too?
New ownership. Uh-huh. And it's crowded right now. The Football Alliance is there. Star Status. They probably have at least, I would say they probably got about 400 or 500 people up there. Easily.
Oh, wow.
Star Status is like 200 deep. Just Star Status alone. The Cowboy Club, they are deep.
I had no clue. Look, Andy.
So hold on, is this like a membership only type situation? Because I was wondering what happened to the Savoy.
Well, the Savoy is no longer the Savoy. It's called Free Space. Leah Diaz, she's the proprietor, and it's open for birthday parties and football club parties.
I have to hit up Leah Diaz and get her up here,
yes.
you know, and get her up
And
here
her
as a
sister.
VIP so she could share. It's her and her sister that
her
own
sister
it.
has 1010 Wine Bar. Have you been?
I know 1010 Wine Bar. I've gone to several events there.
Right.
Actually talked to them. So,
Yes.
so they bought that space.
They have 2 spaces.
Shout out to them doing it big in
Yes,
Inglewood.
they're doing it really big, and it's a great space. Someone rented it out the other day. It looked like Beverly Hills. They tinted it, you know, they put the draping all around it. It was beautiful. So, really nice space. Black owned, great people. But the Football Alliance is there. Star Status is hosting. So, if you're a Cowboy fan, go up to Savoy. They up there.
They're getting big.
But the Rams are there, too. Shout out to LA Rams. The
You know
Rams
what
are
it
there.
is.
Raider Nation is there.
Shout out to all of them, really,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm West Coast till I die. All right. So, Druski. Druski is causing a commotion on the internet, and not for the normal reasons that we usually hear from when it comes to Druski, right? So, in a recent skit, Druski dressed up as his version of a stereotypical racist NASCAR fan, complete with whiteface and wig, including tan lines. Like, he had the red thing. Whoever did his makeup, we're talking full body makeup. He was shirt off, overalls trailing, undies showing with the pale suntan lines, all of it, right? But online critics, like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, he's gonna get it. I knew, right? And sure enough, online critics have called it reverse blackface and accused him of reinforcing stereotypes and not dismantling them. Some fans have defended it as social satire, right? NASCAR hasn't released a statement. There's no real reason why I guess they should, unless he was at a NASCAR event. Now, I don't know if he was there as a guest of NASCAR or if he just bought a ticket and was doing a skit there. So, you know, that might be the thing. But the question is it appropriate? Because keeping it 100, we know anytime somebody gets even remotely close to blackface, tan face, we are letting them have it, no matter what the circumstance and reason is. There are still people mad at Robert Downey Jr. for his character in Tropic Thunder. Hilarious, by the way.
Which is hilarious. One of the funniest things ever.
Hilarious, right? I remember back in the 80s, Eddie Murphy did a Saturday Night Live and SNL skit where he was made up as a white man, wig, white makeup, and went out on the street and kind of got people's reaction as the world of a white man. And so we usually understand it from our POV, but not from someone else's, right? We would be highly offended. So I want to know first, what are your thoughts on the skit? Though funny and maybe kind of accurate, you could say, now there's none that I've seen. I'm not specifically pointing to any. I don't have anything to recognize with this, but I'm sure someone not of the black culture, not of the black race, has done a funny, marginally on point imitation of someone black, but we're not rolling. So what are your thoughts?
I just think that as the minority race, him doing a skit in whiteface is gonna hurt who? Why? It's just a joke. It was just for fun. He was just playing, I'm assuming. I just saw the picture of it. It's been all over Instagram, but I didn't hear what he said.
I mean, he didn't say anything. I mean, he just, playing on the racist tropes and things like that. Like a black, I didn't watch the entire thing. I just saw some clips. But for example, a black man walked by and he acted as if he was spitting. Well, he spat in his direction, We know that
That's
that's
kinda
passive aggressive
tacky.
behavior.
Yeah, that's kind of tacky, but
You know, he was just doing, whoa, NASCAR, like just, you know, come here, Mima, you know, and like he was just showing out, right? So
I just think people gotta lighten up. It's just a joke. Move on, for me.
I mean, I feel that way. Like, it is amusing, but at the same time, that is exactly how a lot of those Caucasians feel, perhaps when they're putting on blackface or acting like what they believe to be a rapper is, or a Shanae type. How many white people were saying in the 90s, "You go, girl"?
I
Do
mean,
you know
they're
what I'm
on the
saying?
news saying "girl" and "hey" and all that now,
But not in
so-
blackface.
No, but they're still doing it, and I just feel like a white man dressing up as a black man or as a black woman can be a stereotypical thing that can hurt a black person. But Druski doing it, what harm can that do to a white person?
Well,
white people still gonna be white at the end of the day, so
and
they're
black
still
people
gonna be.
still gonna be black at the end of the day as well. Like, I mean, I feel like with some of these, you gotta put the same logic on, because otherwise they feel like, well, why can they make a joke and we can't? And then we're gonna be fighting over something stupid when the reality is it's bigger than that. So I get the funny in it. It was amusing, but I also get why it could be 15 white people not hurt, but one of them is offended, and that is the reverse of how we feel when we see, certain behaviors or we hear certain conversations. We got a caller on the line, Forrest from Compton. Welcome in, Forrest. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hi, Forrest.
All right. Yeah. Hi, how you doing? The context of blackface in the beginning, when white people did blackface, it was meant to be mean, and it was aimed toward us. When you're changing your voice and to over mimic black people and wear the super black makeup with white lips. You see what I'm saying? And so I think it's different when somebody like Druski did it. He did it in a way of, like I said, being funny without offending them purposely. Because I was in the Marine Corps and I've seen plenty of white dudes that look exactly like that. And before I actually watched the video, I thought it was a white dude. And my favorite character in Tropic Thunder was Robert Downey Jr. He did a great job, but black people didn't care because he didn't overdo it. He didn't exaggerate being a black man.
Well, we'll see. You have more to add for us?
No, ma'am. That was great.
I appreciate you as always. Listen, it may seem harmless. I feel like it is harmless, and Yolanda has a point. Who does it hurt? But I feel like that is the same argument, the exact same argument. For example, a dark-skinned black woman would use when they talk about things like, the jokes that some of the black men used to do. Throw out, or the reasons why they won't date black women. There's a video circulating right now, I guess one of those pop the ballooner conversations where I believe it's a UK black man going off about black women and reinforcing kind of some of the stereotypes. And I guess my opinion with this particular issue is we gotta open it up and let it all rock out if we're talking about satire and commentary, or we gotta, temper it, because they're going to push back with, why is it okay for you and not for us? Which is the same thing that we ask when we demand of them equal treatment. So I think that is where it kind of lies. Ron Randall in the chat says, initially it became racist back when white actors did blackface because we didn't get those roles. It was racial discrimination. Very true. White actors would get roles imitating black people that were making a lot of money, and black people were shut out of that. For example, Amos and Andy is one that you could point to. What's the other one with the two... not Stepin Fetchit. I think Stepin Fetchit was always a black man playing that role, but Amos and Andy for sure. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens.
You mentioned we want equal treatment. We still don't have equal treatment.
We don't.
So at the end of the day, I just feel like we're just becoming too sensitive in general. I don't think that Druski, it probably was in poor taste, but everybody wants press and everybody's talking about it. So at the end of the day, Druski got what he wanted. He wanted everybody talking about Druski. And guess what? A lot of people are going to be talking about it.
I mean, he doesn't care. He said, am I canceled? He posted a little video with him lighting a cigarette and flicking it off. Right. I mean, ultimately, again, because we're the minority. And in the grand scheme of things, is it that large? No. But I think that, you know, I watched this documentary. I actually talked to the director. We'll be playing those interviews soon on Thurgood Marshall. And one of the things that was poignant to me was the fact that Thurgood was very strategic in the cases that he took across the country. Things were small to build up to get to the point where he was presenting these cases to the Supreme Court to knock down law. And now we have seen, you know, white people, others use our playbook back on us. And I guess that is sort of the positioning where I am standing at. If this is one of the hills that we are willing to die for, right, and stand on, then they're going to counter with wanting to stand on that hill too. And it gets in the way of other things I feel that are more important that we should be pressuring and fighting for. You know, it's just a small thing. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nothing up my sleeve, no teasing. I need you to get up on the dance floor. Get that man what he asking for. 'Cause I feel like busting loose and I feel like touching you. And can't nobody stop the juice. So baby, tell me what's the use? I said it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. New York City students returned to class Thursday under a new statewide smartphone ban.
We want to sit in the classroom and not be disrupted. We want to focus and not have someone bully us because of the way we dress.
Black Mayor Eric Adams visited HBCU Early College Prep in Queens, one of 7 new schools opening this year, telling students the ban is meant to boost learning and real-life interaction. The Justice Department is now investigating Black Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook for alleged mortgage fraud with subpoenas issued in Michigan and Georgia. The probe follows referral letters sent to the DOJ last month. President Trump has moved to fire Cook while continuing to push the Fed to cut rates. And the House has failed to censor Black New Jersey Democrat LaMonica McIver, who's charged with assaulting ICE agents during a May visit to a Newark detention center. 5 Republicans joined Democrats in voting no, with many GOP members walking out. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Pasadena delays on the 210. This is making your way eastbound, that is. Delays away from Lake in stretches as you continue towards Foothill Boulevard. Westbound slowing, crowding up out of Arcadia from Santa Anita Avenue as you continue back towards Fair Oaks. Let's look at the drive on the 57. This is northbound slowing out of Orange from Orangewood Avenue. Very heavy and slow in stretches as you travel towards the 60 in Diamond Bar. And the 91 in Anaheim, eastbound slowing from the 57 freeway all the way to the 241.
The Los Angeles Public Library offers free services for the whole family. With a library card, you can borrow movies and books for free. Visit lapl.org. That's lapl.org.
Is this the tether? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
If the NBA proves that Clippers owner Steve Ballmer violated salary cap rules with the extra $28 million for Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers could face significant punishment. The NBA could take draft picks away from the Clippers or fine the organization as much as $7 million. The league also could hand down a suspension to Ballmer or Clippers general manager Lawrence Frank. The LA Sparks have 4 games left in the WNBA regular season to make the playoffs, something they have not done in 4 years. The Sparks are a game and a half behind the Indiana Fever for the 8th and final playoff spot. Next game for the Sparks is Friday night in Atlanta against the Atlanta Dream. The Dodgers need a win tonight in Pittsburgh to avoid getting swept in the 3-game series. In the Dodgers' 3-0 loss Wednesday night, they were 0 for 4 at the plate with the bases loaded. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready?
Drop it!
Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it. Thank you, man. Politics in this country is crazy. You put things in perspective that even I didn't. The right is playing fast and loose with facts and scapegoating everyone under the sun, especially black and brown people. As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Attorney advertising prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, you went flying Bentley Spur. Hey, you went driving around the world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Hey, you went Chanel pearls. Hey, you went Rolls Royce car. Hey, you went Rolls Royce truck. Oh, you wanna walk with all my hoes. Oh, you wanna line it all up. Hey, I'm gonna play it how it is. Hey, I've been playing for some years. Hey, you tryna steal all the spill. Hey, I'm in the field, not a pill. Hey, you want to spill, then let's spill. Hey, you know how real is. Rolls Royce still Uncle Phil. Yeah. Oh, you went top off. Oh, you went Flintstones. Oh, you took the little roller off. Oh, you went big stones. Oh, you made 2 extra M's. Oh, you went ringtones. Oh, you went train on that. Oh, you went ding dong. Oh, you went kingpin. Oh, you went wings in. Oh, you went hands on. Oh, you went seeing it. Oh,
welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. About to get into that guy right there. Thugger. No dresses as of late. Just a lot of conversation. A lot. So listen, if you are unaware, right, there's a Freedom of Information Act. And via that, you can go and request phone calls from inmates that were incarcerated. They say on these collect calls that your conversations can be recorded. So it's not a secret. You're aware. But, you know, the internets, and it's just been in the last few years, people have realized, like, anybody, for the most part, can go and request these records. Well, we know Young Thug has been home for a while on an extended probation. Is he on probation or parole? One of those, you know. I'm a legal person, so I don't really know all the steps. But we know that, you know, he's going to be monitored for quite some time. And someone decided to go and listen to his jailhouse phone calls and release them to the public strategically, dropping little bits, rolling them out. We've heard his commentary on some of his label mates and, you know, crew members. We've heard his thoughts on Kendrick Lamar. And now the conversation that was revealed most recently are his thoughts on GloRilla. Him judging her looks, not her talent, her looks, right? He did not have something favorable to say. His girlfriend, he was having the conversation with Mariah the Scientist, who, by the way, is the #1 R&B album out this week after dropping. So shout out to Mariah. She kind of was defending her, but, you know, more so was just having the conversation, right? And Thugger ended up apologizing. Glo, you know, tweeted, X, whatever you want to say. You know, it's funny because Thug was in her DMs asking her what color her eyes were and stuff, right? In Thug's apology, he was like, basically, you know, something, my bad, twin. Don't do that. We aren't twins. Thug and Glo, don't do that. How are we twins? You know, but really, more so than whatever he's saying, whatever the commentary, whatever the things that he's getting burned now, because we know he had smoke for, who was it, Dirk? Who was it that he had? I don't know. Like, Gunna. Okay, that's what it was, right? You know, I get my Atlanta, this particular crew thing. I don't keep up. I keep up, but I don't, if that makes sense. Anyway, he had a lot of smoke for Gunna. Gunna came home. You know, people were calling Gunna a rat. Gunna came home, was about his business, made some music, dropped some stuff, and, you know, kept it player, kept it P, as the kids would say, and kept it pushing. Thug has been, you know, chatting a lot. He was calling him a rat, so. My question is, people have been waiting for Young Thug music, right? He was locked up all the time, couldn't hear from him. He was a vibe. And so far, we haven't heard any new music from Thugger. We ain't hear any music conversations on either of those jailhouse calls. All we heard was chatty pattyisms. So, do we think that this is going to impact his brand? I mean, if you want to know specifically, he called Glo ugly as expletive. He compared her, he said because Mariah said, some people say she looks like Rihanna. And he was like, Rihanna who? More like Brianna. He said she was skinny. And Mariah said, well, you know, he said that he knows somebody is sneaking, hitting that off. And Mariah was like, well, sometimes, you know, guys just get it, girls like that, because they're popping. They slide in their DMs for that. And he was like, that's a loss. But like I said, he's since apologized. So, Yolanda, what are your thoughts? He said he was having a hard time with life when he was having that conversation.
Yeah, his ass was in jail. So, yeah, he was having a real hard time, facing 100 years. I just think that he was bored in jail, having a conversation that he didn't think anybody ever was going to hear. He's not the first person to have something negative to say about GloRilla. She didn't feel comfortable about some things about her look. She publicly got some facial plastic surgery. And if he doesn't
and
think
some breasts.
If he didn't think that she was his type of girl, I mean, that's his business. However, I just don't. Of all the things that he had to talk about, why did he pick her? Like, I just think that's rude. But this new generation of men just constantly talking, and that's like the cool thing to do. Podcasts, gossiping, talking about old times, things that people did. Like, there's stories out from when we were young that I'm like, why are people just talking about this? It happened 27 years ago. Why are we talking about it? Like,
I mean, I'm not mad at people talking about history. And even to a degree, I understand why he was talking about her, because while he was in jail, Glo blew up. You know, arguably, right, if you were to do a top 3 of female hip-hop right now, it's Cardi, it's Nicki, and I would say the third one is Glo. Not Megan, Glo. If you go hits for hits over the past period of time. So I'm not even upset that he was talking about her. And people have opinions. I just wonder what the fans feel about this. Because like you said, you feel like it's not manly, right? And we talked about that, but this is the same rapper that wore a dress. Not that that matters, but
Touché.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
You know, do you think it's going to impact him as far as his career moves?
No, I think if he brings out some hit music, people will forget about it. There's a culture now that people don't really care what people do. They just kind of blow over it. Some people get canceled. You know, Chrisette Michele sang at the inauguration. She got canceled. Snoop, Ice Cube, this person, that person, they have done things for the administration or with the administration, and they're still relevant. They're still.
I'm gonna tell. So here's the thing.
They're not canceled.
Miss Andy, you get yours in. I think it was easy to cancel Chrisette Michele because nobody was checking for her. Respectfully, I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to diss, but she didn't have a hit that we could get ready to get cute for. She didn't have something we could bop to the club in, so we didn't care. Oh, you with them? Bye. I think if she had been more relevant, I think we would see a waffle if Cardi B did something. We've seen some of the stuff that Sexy Red has done, and she hasn't necessarily been taken out. So I feel as if, though we want to credit that to, oh, it's because she's a black woman, and yeah, maybe, but I think it's because she wasn't someone that was considered popping, or, you know, there's a draw to her in that way, why it was easy to discard her, because they weren't looking for her to begin with.
That's fair.
Andy?
My understanding is Young Thug, as far as music goes, he really can't talk about a lot of the stuff that he normally talks about, right? Like, he's mandated to not talk about that. So if he was to go ahead and drop some music, would it even be music that you would want to listen to?
Like Cat Williams said, and we forgot to wish Cat Williams happy birthday the other day. Shout out to him. You got to roll and adjust with the times. So if you can't talk that subject matter, you could talk getting fly. You could talk being a pretty guy. I don't know. You could talk being outside in a different way. I'm just saying. When we come forward, we have a phone call plus more trending topics and headlines.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, I'm LA City Councilmember Curran Price, inviting you to the 30th anniversary of the Central Avenue Jazz Festival, Saturday, September the 20th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We've got 4 pavilions, 3 stages of live music, plus food, fun, and a marketplace all along historic Central Avenue between MLK Boulevard and Vernon Ave. Our featured acts this year are Gregory Porter, Pancho Sanchez, and Jasmine Horn at the 30th anniversary of the Central Avenue Jazz Festival, Saturday, September 20th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. along Central Avenue between MLK Boulevard and Vernon Avenue. Come out and bring the whole family because this legendary celebration is free. For more information, go to centralavjazzfest.com. I'm LA Councilmember Curran Price, and I absolutely approve this message.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. It's Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, as mentioned, I'm not alone. I'm joined by Yolanda Davidson, the Biased Opinion on Instagram, community activist, producer, podcaster, all of the things. And we have a phone call. Eric from Carson is on the line. Eric, I hear you have some commentary for Young Thug. What do you have to add to the conversation this evening?
What's up, Jill and Yolanda?
How are ya?
First, I just want to let you know when you are on probation, when you're released from county, it's probation and state is parole.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. No clue.
Mm-hmm. I won't tell you how I know. I'll just
Eric,
say
you do not seem like the type that would have, done your
I wouldn't
bid.
be.
Okay, all
but
right.
I got family members.
We all got family members. Shout out to that. All right.
So you actually schooled me today about the Information Act. I always knew that your calls are recorded, when you are calling somebody in county or prison, but I didn't know that you could access these calls and actually play them. I didn't know that. So that being said, there's a such thing called pillow talk. If I'm talking to my significant other in my privacy, then I can say anything.
Right.
And so if I'm having a conversation that is technically not private, but it's private, I know the officials can listen to me, but I don't know that the world can listen to me. So I don't have to apologize for anything I said about anybody. And I do want to close with this. My mother has a new Lexus, and I sent her a text message. She was with my aunt and my cousin, and I didn't want them to know. They was on their way somewhere, and I didn't want them to know what I was saying to her, so I sent her a text message. And she has this feature in her car where she can read her text messages out loud. I didn't know that, so they actually heard what I said, which was okay, but I'm like, the bottom line is that we're in a world now where unless you are in the bathroom, you have to understand that there is no privacy anywhere. And that's just the way that even in your own house, somebody could be recording you in your house. So I say I'm down with Young Thug because he can say whatever he want to say and shouldn't be apologizing for it.
All right, then. Andy?
Well, I got breaking news for you, Eric. You got a smart TV?
I do.
It's watching you. You got a PlayStation
Wow.
5 or an Xbox or an iPhone? It's watching
I got an
you.
iPhone.
It's watching you. All these digital devices that we got going on is watching you.
I don't like it.
Yep, these apps are tracking you.
Indeed. Thank you for chiming in, Eric. We always appreciate you. The chat shouting you out. They love you in there. Our VIPs get special privilege up here. Eric is a VIP, although sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. So, bottom line, I do agree with the fact that the intent of it was a private call, even though they say it should not have reached out. But, A lot of these things were meant to be private conversations, one-on-one, and we still put the screws to people for those conversations and those things. So I'm curious to see what will happen. Now, let's jump into Kelly Price, because, we're building a theme. We have a pattern, right? So on multiple slides of Instagram, right? I guess this was a response to Kelly performed at a show recently. Someone posted the video, and I guess underneath it, she received a lot of hate. People were talking about her shoes, her weight, all of the things, because people can be nasty on social media, and they feel like they have a right to say whatever they want to say to you directly, not in their personal conversation. They want to come and leave these comments, right? In response to that, Kelly posted several slides where she called black women the most nastiest and disrespectful people on earth, God's planet Earth. She said that she was clapping back at critics mocking her weight, style, and career longevity. She went back and forth between black people and black women specifically, right? And I don't like when you largely group us for one or two people. Talk to them. Even if you have had an occasion where several black women have been not nice to you, I'm sure you have had occasion where some black men weren't nice to you, or some white women. So don't do that. That's one thing. We have a hard enough time with stereotypes. And I also felt like she kind of dipped in her MAGA bag. It felt like a little MAGA, conversation. I don't know Kelly's political affiliation. It just felt that way, right? Like I said, it was 3 slides. She said, while you're looking for new jobs, I'm still selling out theaters. Now, here's quite the problem. I feel like Kelly's fan base is black women. Maybe I'm wrong. But do you want to be talking about them losing jobs while you say that you still have a job with your God-given talent? Come on, Kelly. These are the people that are going to be supporting you in those theaters to make sure, right? Flip side of that is, for context, Kelly's faced criticism her entire career. We know weight. We can say that as a dark-skinned black woman, she also probably wasn't treated the nicest based on that. You combine that with weight, that leaves something that is probably really ugly and dark that has happened to her or said to her in her past, right? Having said that, come on, man. I mean, let me get to what else she said. She says that you're a bish, and she means it from the bottom of her heart, right? She says before she was saved, she's a black girl born and raised in Southside Jamaica, Queens. That's New York for y'all that aren't unaware. And she said, you women, you DEI hires who are about to lose your job, you need to fall in line. Yolanda, what are your thoughts? Because your face is saying a lot.
Kelly Price has to be pushing 50 years old. You've been black all your life, and you've been on we've been on Instagram now for what, 16 years? Social media's been around a long time. You already know you're gonna face criticism. You can't take the praise without the criticism. It all goes together. You're a public figure. Somebody's gonna talk about your wig. Somebody's gonna talk about your face beat. Somebody's gonna talk about your shoes. I think it was Young Miami or somebody who's drop dead gorgeous. Whoever brought her shoes, they were too small, but those were the shoes they brought her. She had to wear them. Her foot was hanging off the side. They were talking about it, but she didn't pick her own shoes. She probably had to wear the shoes that they brought. So for you to go on your one chance to get on the Breakfast Club, because Kelly Price ain't had no music since when?
This wasn't on the Breakfast Club. This was just on her live.
Oh, because I thought I saw them talking.
They talked about it.
Okay,
on
I
the
thought she
Breakfast
was
Club.
on there. I was gonna say because Kelly Price hasn't had any new music since before R. Kelly went to jail. Like, what are you talking about, ma'am? And then bringing up DEI. You're a DEI hire too. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about yourself. Like the same thing that you're accusing somebody else of doing, you're doing it too.
Yeah.
And that's just hypocritical and ridiculous and silly. And you've been famous for a very, very long time. So I just think it's silly. I think it's unnecessary, and I don't think that she should say those kind of things, especially at her age. She knows better. That's silly.
Andy?
It's very insensitive, but you know how we do. I'm just saying. She was like, yo, if you gonna hit me, I'm gonna take y'all to hell. It's unfortunate, but I understand.
And I feel that. And Kelly has been dodged accusations of having a bad attitude and nasty attitude for a long time. People did not like her on the show R&B Divas, where they said that she was, not the greatest. I will say this, reflect the light that you are. You could turn them comments off, Kelly. You ain't got to read them. As pointed out, you've been down for a very long time, and you know how this gets down. So why are you mirroring back? You're not talking to the specific person that said it. So are you really getting it off, or are you really insulting your fans that have supported you for all of these years? All right, listen, thank you for locking in. You know how this goes down each and every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. We'll be back with another banger tomorrow. Follow The Biased Opinion on Instagram. Hit us up. Coming up next, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I appreciate y'all so much.
Good night.
Way your hands, I do